Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a video that's all about 6 romance releases that are upcoming that I think you should read. So, it's no secret, I love romance reads and I've been reading a ton of ARCs this year, which stand for Advanced Reader Copies, so that means I've been reading a lot of books like currently that aren't coming out for months. I've read 6 lately that I really want to talk about that are coming out within the next couple of months that I think that you should check out that maybe won't be talked about a lot and that will maybe go under the radar, but that I loved and really would love to see get a lot of buzz when they are released. So yeah, this is just going to be a quick and simple video of 6 romance reads that I think you should check out when they are released. I'm going to try to go in chronological order, starting with the one that's already out, I think, or close to being out, depending on when this video goes up. It's called A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee. This book is like a food lover's dream and a baker's dream, if you will. There's no secret, I love books about food and baking. I'm immediately drawn to them, and the cover, it's like a bundt cake. I love it. So in this book we follow characters Landon and Aubrey. Aubrey owns this bakery called Comfort Zone and she really loves it. She's hoping to expand soon, but money hasn't been that great, so she's getting worried about it. And so one night after she closes up Comfort Zone, she goes to this bar and she meets this guy named Landon and they immediately hit it off. And next thing you know, they're going home together and he's an out-of-towner and she just it's like a one-night stand, I'll say, pretty much. She leaves the next morning and she thinks that's going to be all that she hears from him, and she's fine with that. Lo and behold, the Landon that she was with is actually Landon, who is this really big food critic, and he was actually stuck in her very small town in California because his tire blew out. He was supposed to go review a restaurant, but he actually went to her bakery and reviewed her special of the day, which was this chocolate bundt cake. Just bear with me here. And when he bit into it, it was like peanut butter and gummy worms, and he's like, what the heck? So he writes this really scathing, horrible review about it, but Aubrey knows that he got the wrong order because that was meant to be for like a 6-year-old's like gross birthday party thing. And pretty much the whole book is about him apologizing to her and giving her an opportunity to come to this place called Boscovera, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, in California, to like help film this segment of a cooking show, and her like come up with these 2 desserts with wine, and that's pretty much the bulk of it. I really enjoyed this one. It wasn't like one of my favorite romance reads, but I think it'll be very cute for the summertime. And if you, like myself, are a big fan of any books that have like cooking and food and baking in them, because this book is chock full of them, and also has some great Korean recipes in it because they were both Korean American, and he is also a chef as well, so he really cooks a lot. And it's just, I really did enjoy it. And the love is really sweet, the cooking's really sweet, so I think you should definitely keep your eyes peeled for this one when it comes out, if it's not already out. Next up is Paris is Always a Good Idea by Jen McKinley. This one comes out July 21st. I really enjoyed this one. This one is all about a character named Chelsea who works at this cancer institute because her mother passed away years ago, and so she does a lot of fundraisers and things like that. But when her dad tells her that he's getting remarried, she is very, very upset about this idea, and he tries to be understanding, but he's like, you know, you've been closed off and so unhappy, understandably so, ever since your mother passed away. You need to try to find happiness again. And so Chelsea decides, you know, I think I'll take this trip that I did right after getting out of high school. She went like on this almost like a year trip to like Paris. I think she went to Ireland, France, and Italy, and she fell in love 3 times with 3 separate guys during this trip. So she decides, I'm gonna go back and find these guys, and maybe one of them is my key to happiness. And I really enjoyed it. Romance is not what you expect, but I loved it. I will say it's a hate to love romance, but it's really great if you love traveling. And I don't love traveling, but I like reading about traveling. But I really liked also, it's just seeing a person dealing with grief and how grief is just different with every single person. And you see how Chelsea is really very closed off in the beginning, and she tries to really understand and cope and, you know, not cherish her grief, but just kind of deal with it. She changes. And I really also love the fact that she went to visit 3 different countries to like visit loves that she once had and like maybe reconnect with them. And it was just overall a perfect summer read. Highly recommended. I don't know if a lot of people are talking about this book, but I adored it. Next up, coming out on August 4th, is You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Dario. I love this one. If you want a steamy romance read, look no further. Plus, Plus. The cover is just stunning. So this one we follow two actors, or one actress, one actor, Jasmine and Ashton, and they are cast in this new telenovela, I can't ever say that right, on like a pretty much Netflix platform, and they are they're the leading roles, and they are like husband and ex-wife on the roles, and it's all about their journey with dealing with their chemistry, learning how to, you know, work with one another. They're also dealing with a lot of things in their career life and their personal life, and it's all about them falling in love and things like that. It was just a beautiful, steamy book, and I loved both of the characters so much. Jasmine was very strong and knew what she wanted, but also knew that she wanted love, and her heart's been broken many times. Ashton has a son, and it's a son that he keeps kind of secret, and he's trying to find a balance of whether or not to like try to fall in love with Jasmine, to take that big risk. And they also are both Spanish American, and it was just a beautiful book, and I highly recommend. I do think this one's probably going to get a lot of buzz, which I'm very excited about because I adored it so much. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for this in August. It's going to be the perfect book to read like in a day. You're going to fly through it, I promise you, because you're going to fall in love with these characters and the romance, and it's just, I don't know why I do Chef's Kiss now, but it's pretty much that. Coming out on August 11th is 80 Days to Elsewhere by Casey Dyer. This, again, is a perfect book if you are a big fan of traveling or like reading books about traveling, which I'm definitely the latter. I love reading books about traveling. And this is a very unique book, honestly. So we follow a character named Ramona who's very happy working at her uncle's secondhand bookstore in New York, and she just loves it. And then she learns that they're getting a new landlord, and that he's going to raise up the price, and they can't pretty much afford to have the bookstore anymore. So Ramona is really distraught because not only does she work at the bookstore, she lives in the apartment above the bookstore as well. So she's kind of like, what am I going to do? Randomly, she sees a flyer for this company named Ex Libris that's hiring for like a really unique job. So she decides to apply for it, and it's actually, I'm going to have to read it because it's just it's such an interesting company. They're called Ex Libris Expeditions, a company that recreates literary journeys. So her job, they're hiring for somebody to recreate Phineas Fogg's retraces Phineas Fogg's journey from Jules Verne's around the world in 80 days. And so that's the job pretty much. So she has 80 days to get around the world. She cannot use a plane. She can't use any mode of transportation or anything like that that would not be accessible to Phineas Fogg, which is not a lot. So the catch is she has to do this in 80 days, and she has to be back by a certain time in order to get this job. This is like a job interview, if you will. And so she does just that. She also has a competitor going along with her that she's having a race against, and it's really just about her journey throughout the world. She's never left New York before, and it's just a really fun one. This one, I say, is lighter on the romance and really focuses on Ramona growing as a person, because she realizes that she is very privileged when visiting other countries, and she just learns how to embrace life and how to try new things. And this is just a fun traveling book. I really recommend it. I really enjoyed it. And again, the cover is really cute. Cute covers draw me in. I'm not gonna lie about that. Next up on August 25th is You Lucky Dog by Julia London. Again, the cover is just sheer cuteness. It has dogs in it, and this is a book that has dogs on the cover, but also in the book, because that's important. I hate when that happens. Why put a dog on a cover of a book if it's not going to be in there? That's a big pet peeve of mine. Get it, pet? No, probably not. This is about Carly and Max, and they both have basset hounds, and they both get their basset hounds walked by a dog walker. One day when they both get home, they learn that that is not their basset hound there. Pretty much the dog walker got them mixed up, and they each have each other's basset hounds. So they have to meet up and be like, you know, you have my basset hound, let's switch off. And after that, they become friends. And it's really about their journey to romance, being friends first, and also about their family. It's really a big family book as well. Max is a professor, and he's really doing a lot with like brains and things like that. He also has an autistic brother that he's really trying to care a lot for with his dad, and I think that's a really big part of me of why I love this book, because it really talks a lot about autism and how it is to have somebody with autism in your family. If you guys don't know, my son is autistic, and every day is different, and every child, every person with autism is just that person with autism. It's different. It's such a wide spectrum. No kid or person is the same with it. But I loved reading about Max and his care and love for his brother, and trying to study and learn everything he could about autism, and also trying to pair it, like maybe do this program with like pairing a dog with an autistic person to see if that would helped them. It was just, I loved him so much. Carly was also really great as well. She was kind of floundering because she doesn't know what she wants to do with her job, and her family's just kind of awry because her parents got divorced and they're dating other people and things are just going crazy. So it's a really sweet romance book and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if this one will get a lot of buzz. Hopefully so, because it's got dogs on the cover and that will draw people in. But I really loved a lot about this book, including the autistic representation. I really enjoyed that a ton. The last book I want to recommend doesn't come out till December. I usually don't try to read like that far in advance when it comes to ARCs because I just feel kind of wrong like reading a book, and if I love it, which is going to happen right now, I'm going to be like, I love this book, check this out. Just kidding, you can't read it for like another 5 months. But here we are. I didn't mean to read it this early, but I did, and I'm happy I did. And that is How to Fill Up Flirting by Denise Williams, which doesn't come out until December 1st. So we have a while. This is about Naya and Jake, and they meet pretty much one night. And Naya is a person that doesn't do a lot of things. She doesn't live outside the box. She just kind of has this not great view on life. She was in an abusive relationship, and her friends pretty much challenged her to try doing things, you know, flirt, have a one-night stand. So she meets Jake and they get together and they form a relationship after that. And it's just a really sweet romance book. Sometimes I love just a really good book where it really focuses on the beginnings of a relationship and just throughout the course of the relationship. And I really enjoyed this one. They are both very strong. Naya had to deal a lot with being in an abusive relationship in her past, and also dealing with Jake because with her job, she's a professor and he was like coming to their college to like try to redo the budget. So it was kind of awkward between that. It was just a really good book. I loved it. I flew through it. I swooned. It was steamy. I was there for it. I freaking was obsessed with it. So yeah, this book doesn't come out till December, but go ahead and put it on your Christmas list now. Is that weird to say? I loved it. Either way, those were 6 upcoming romance reads that I think you should check out and put on your radar, put on your TBR list, things like that. Go ahead and get in line for the library with it, whatever you want to do. I enjoyed every single one of these, all for very different reasons, and I just hope that a lot of you guys check them out. And if you do, be sure to let me know and let me know what your thoughts are. If you like these type of videos, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do some more in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.